We're diving into one of the most exciting finds for coin collectors, the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, this coin could be worth up to $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around to find out how to spot this valuable penny and how you can turn your old coins into serious cash. Now, before we get into how much this coin could be worth, let's take a look at the history of the 1949 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was first introduced back in 1909, and it's been one of the most collected and well-known coins in U.S. history. By 1949, it was already an iconic piece of American currency, and it's still produced today. But here's the catch: in 1949, the U.S. Mint struck the Lincoln penny in multiple facilities, with some having a mint mark and others not. You might notice a small letter, such as D or S, beneath Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which indicates the mint where the coin was produced. But in 1949, the Philadelphia Mint produced coins with no mint mark. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The 1949 no-mint mark penny is a special coin because it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and it's often harder to find compared to its D and S mint mark counterparts. You may have seen pennies from that era, but here's the thing: not all 1949 pennies are worth a fortune. To understand why some of these pennies can be worth a staggering $1.9 million, we need to talk about something called coin grading. Coin grading is all about the condition of the coin, and it plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The most common 1949 no-mint mark pennies you'll find are in lower grades, which means they might only be worth a few cents. However, when a coin is in high-grade condition, it can skyrocket in value. For instance, a 1949 no-mint mark penny in MS-65 condition can fetch hundreds of dollars. But if the coin is in perfect, pristine MS-67 or MS-68 condition, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. And that's when we start talking about the $1.9 million coin. In fact, back in 2018, a 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny was sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. This particular penny was graded at MS-68, and it was so rare and in such incredible condition that it set a new record for 1-cent coins. So, how did this coin reach such an incredible value? It's all about rarity and condition. In the world of coin collecting, a high-grade 1949 no-mint mark penny is one of the ultimate holy grails. The better the condition, the rarer it is, and the higher the price. That's why coins like this can fetch millions. Now, I know you're probably asking, how can I tell if I have one of these rare pennies? First, check for the mint mark. If you don't see any letter underneath Abraham Lincoln's portrait, then you have a 1949 no-mint mark penny. But that doesn't automatically mean it's worth millions. Next, you need to look at the condition. If your penny looks worn down with a lot of scratches, discoloration, or fading, it's probably not going to be worth much. But if it's shiny, well-defined, and shows little to no wear, it's time to take a closer look. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's portrait, the date, and the surrounding lettering. If everything looks crisp, the penny might be worth grading. You'll want to send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. So, what do you do if you think you have a 1949 no-mint mark penny in good condition? Well, first of all, handle it carefully. Use gloves and avoid touching the surface directly. The oils from your fingers can damage the coin over time. Once your penny is safely stored, it's time to get it appraised. You can either take it to a local coin dealer or send it off to a professional grading service. If your coin is in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's worth getting it evaluated. If you have a 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. It could be worth far more than you think. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on more valuable coin tips and insights. And if you have any questions about your coins, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! We're diving into the 1964 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny and how it became one of the most valuable pennies out there. Stay tuned, because if you have one of these in your coin collection, you could be holding on to something incredibly valuable. Let's first talk about the coin itself, the 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. It may seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, but this coin is a rare find for collectors and could be worth way more than you think. Now, most people think of pennies as low-value coins, right? But the 1964 D Lincoln penny is not your average penny. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, and 1964 was a pivotal year. It marked the last year that the U.S. Mint struck pennies using a copper alloy mix before switching to a cheaper zinc-plated steel composition. The 1964 D penny, which was struck at the Denver Mint, is part of this last copper batch. Now, this is where things get interesting. What sets the 1964 D penny apart from the millions of pennies that were made that year? Well, it's not just any penny. It's a rare error coin. You see, when the minting process took place in 1964, some of these pennies were struck with a double die obverse, which means that the design on the front of the coin was stamped twice, creating a unique and noticeable doubling effect. To the untrained eye, it might look like just a regular penny. But if you zoom in on the lettering and the details, you can see the doubling, particularly on the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. This error is rare, and collectors go crazy for it. So, just how much can you sell this penny for? Well, that depends on the condition of the coin and the rarity of the double die. A standard 1964 D penny in good condition might only be worth a few dollars. But if you have one with the double die obverse error, then you could be looking at anywhere from $500 to $2,000. And that's just for a typical coin. But wait, here's the big shocker. One of these 1964 D double die pennies, in near-perfect condition, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yes, that's right, $1.4 million for a single penny. Can you imagine? You find this coin in your collection or your spare change, and you could be looking at a small fortune. That's the kind of potential that exists when it comes to rare coins, and it's not an exaggeration. The 1964 D double die penny has sold for more than $1 million in some cases. Now, if you're wondering how to spot one of these rare pennies, it's all about looking at the details. The most noticeable area to check is the wording on the obverse side, especially around Liberty and "In God We Trust." You're looking for signs of doubling, which looks like a blurry or thickened outline of the letters and numbers. Check for any signs of doubling on the date or mint mark too. The doubling can be subtle, so don't just rush through your collection. Get a magnifying glass or even a digital microscope to really examine the coin up close. So, let's say you have a 1964 D double die penny, or any rare coin for that matter. How do you get the most money for it? First off, you need to get your coin authenticated. This means taking it to a professional grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, to determine its condition and confirm its rarity. This is crucial, especially if you have an error coin that could be worth thousands or more. Once you have the coin graded, you can list it on online auction sites like eBay, or consider selling it through a reputable coin dealer. Just remember, coin dealers are usually looking to buy coins at a lower price than they'll sell them for. So don't settle for less than what your coin is really worth. So, there you have it, the incredible value of the 1964 D double die Lincoln penny. If you have one of these in your collection, it might be worth getting it checked out because you could be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on how to find and sell rare coins. Who knows? Your next coin might be worth $1 million. We're talking about a legendary coin that could be hiding in your pocket right now. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This rare penny is worth a staggering $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.1 million. So, stick around to find out why this coin could make you a millionaire and how to identify it. But first, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin-related tips and news. Now, let's dive right into it. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most sought-after coins in the world today. But what makes it so special? First, let's talk about what a mint mark is. Typically, Every coin minted by the US Mint has a small letter on it to show where it was produced. For example, a D means it was made in Denver, while a S means it was made in San Francisco. But the 1971 penny, it doesn't have a mint mark at all. In 1971, most pennies were made at the Philadelphia Mint, and the absence of a mint mark should have been normal. However, in this case, the absence of a mint mark was not intentional. It's a rare mistake that only a few of these coins have. This error makes the 1971 no mint mark penny extremely valuable, and if you have one, you might be holding onto a small fortune. So, why is this penny worth such a crazy amount of money? Well, let me break it down for you. The reason the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable lies in its rarity. There were only a few of these pennies that slipped through the minting process without a mint mark. You might be wondering, how rare is it exactly? The total number of 1971 pennies with no mint mark is estimated to be only a few dozen, which makes them incredibly rare. Think about it. In the world of coins, rarity is king. And rarity combined with the fact that this error is widely known among collectors makes it a hot commodity. In fact, one of these rare pennies was sold at auction for an eye-watering $1.1 million. That's right, over $1 million for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but in the world of coin collecting, these kinds of finds do happen. Now that you know how valuable these pennies can be, let's talk about how you can identify one. You don't need to be an expert to spot a 1971 no mint mark penny. You just need to know what to look for. Check the date. The first thing you need to do is look at the date on the penny. Make sure it says 1971. This is crucial. It has to be that exact year for it to be considered rare. Inspect the reverse side next. Flip the penny over and look closely. On a normal 1971 penny, you would usually see a mint mark under the year, a D or an S, if it was produced in those mints. But on the rare 1971 no mint mark penny, there's nothing there. No mint mark at all. Look for wear and tear. While this penny is rare, it's also very old. So, don't be surprised if the coin shows signs of wear. However, the less damage the coin has, the higher its value. If you find one of these with minimal wear, you're looking at a potential fortune. So, what should you do if you find one of these rare coins? Well, here's where things get a little tricky. If you think you found a 1971 no mint mark penny, don't just run to the nearest coin shop and sell it for a quick buck. These coins can be worth a lot, but it's important to get it verified by a professional. Have it appraised by a professional coin dealer. You'll want to get an expert opinion on the coin's authenticity and condition. Professional dealers and graders can tell you exactly how rare your coin is and give you an accurate valuation. Get it graded. Coin grading is a process where a professional assesses the condition of your coin on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A higher grade means more money. For example, a coin in mint condition could be worth significantly more than one that's heavily worn. Consider selling at auction. If your penny is authenticated and graded, you might want to consider selling it at a coin auction. Auctions are often the best place to sell rare coins, as they attract serious buyers willing to pay top dollar. Now, let's talk about protecting your rare penny. If you do find a 1971 no mint mark penny, you want to make sure it stays in the best possible condition. Here's what you should do. Store it properly. Use a coin holder, preferably one that's acid-free to protect the coin from damage. Avoid cleaning it. Never clean a rare coin. Cleaning can decrease its value, so leave it as is and let the professionals handle it if necessary. Keep it in a safe place. Store your coin in a safe, secure location, away from moisture, heat, and dirt. So, there you have it, the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you happen to stumble upon one, it could be worth a fortune. Just remember, the key to making big money from old coins is knowing what to look for, getting them authenticated, and keeping them in top shape. If you think you have one, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional and have it appraised. You never know, you could be holding onto a coin worth over $1 million. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin tips. Also, leave a comment below if you've ever found any rare coins or if you have any questions about coin collecting. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for that $1 million penny. We're diving into the truth, the hype, and the real value behind the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny, and why some collectors believe one version of it could fetch $1.3 million. If you've got a jar of old coins sitting around, don't go anywhere. This video could change your life. The 1973 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, indicated by the little D mint mark just below the date. Like all Lincoln cents from 1959 to 2008, it features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Over 3.5 billion of these coins were made in 1973, yes, billions with a B. So why are some people saying it's worth a fortune? The truth lies in a very rare error, or possibly a unique prototype. In recent years, a rumor exploded online. A 1973 D penny sold at auction for $1.3 million. But let's clear something up right now. There's no publicly confirmed auction where a standard 1973 D Lincoln cent sold for that much. However, there are stories of extremely rare error coins like double strikes, off-metal errors, or unintentional mint prototypes that can sell for tens of thousands, sometimes more, depending on rarity and demand. Not all 1973 D pennies are rare. Most are worth 1 cent. Let's talk about real-world values. Common 1973 D Lincoln cent, worth 1 to 3 cents in circulated condition. Brilliant uncirculated BU examples, worth up to $1 to $5. Certified MS-67 red specimens graded by PCGS can fetch $200 to $500. Rare errors, e.g. off-metal, double die, or wrong planchet, these are the ones collectors go crazy for. Some have sold for $10,000 or more to SO. Unless your penny has a mint error or is in flawless uncirculated condition, it's probably not worth 6 figures, but it could still surprise you. White heavy checkmark sharp details and know where white heavy checkmark bright red color. A sign it hasn't been circulated white heavy checkmark die errors, like doubling, off-center strikes, or strange metal composition white heavy checkmark misplaced mint marks or unusual design features. If you spot anything unusual, get it checked by a reputable coin grader like PCGS or NGC. Don't just list it on eBay without knowing what you have. Get it graded. A certified coin gets way more buyer trust. Avoid pawn shops, they rarely pay fair market value. Use reputable auction houses, like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. Join coin forums or Facebook groups, you'll learn from experienced collectors. Beware of scams. If someone promises millions without proof or offers to appraise your coin for a fee, walk away. So, is the 1973 D penny worth $1.3 million? Probably not, unless you've got one of those ultra-rare mint error versions. But even if it's not a $1 million coin, you could still have a valuable piece of American history right in your pocket. If you've got old coins and want to know what they're really worth, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment below. I respond to as many as I can. Do you have a coin you want me to feature in a future video? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1980 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, and why collectors are going wild over it. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70 and have coins stashed away, you'll want to watch every second of this video. You could be sitting on a small fortune. The 1980 Lincoln cent is a coin most people wouldn't give a second glance. It was made of 95% copper, like most pennies before 1982. But there's one detail that's catching the eye of collectors: the absence of a mint mark. Most 1980 pennies were struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally doesn't include a mint mark on pennies. So why is a no-mint mark penny from this year suddenly so valuable? The answer lies in errors, rarity, and collector demand. Some 1980 no-mint mark coins have striking errors or are part of rare die varieties, and those are the coins selling for thousands, even over $1 million at high-end auctions. Now let's break it down. Not every 1980 penny without a mint mark is worth big money, but certain rare features make all the difference. Die errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies high-grade condition, coins graded MS-67 or higher by companies like PCGS or NGC coloration, pennies graded as RD, red, are more valuable than BN, brown, or RB, red-brown, uncirculated or proof-like finish. In 2023. A nearly perfect 1980 no mint mark penny in MS-67 red sold for over $10,000. And one rumor claims an ultra-rare variation sold privately for over $1.1 million. Check for the year. 1980. Look under the date. Is there a mint mark? If there's no D or S, it's likely from Philadelphia. Inspect closely for doubling, especially in the date and lettering. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. Even small details matter. Weigh the coin. It should be about 3.11 grams. If it's much lighter, it could be a rare transitional error. If it looks uncirculated or you see anything unusual, get it professionally graded. That one step could turn your penny into a six-figure payday. Here are some places to get your coin authenticated and sold for top dollar: heritage auctions or great collections, reputable coin dealers. Get multiple offers. And remember, never clean your coins. Cleaning can ruin their value. If you're sitting on a box of old coins, now is the time to take a look. That penny you got in change years ago, it could be worth more than a brand new car or even a house. We're diving deep into this incredible story, showing you exactly what to look for, how to tell if your coin is valuable, and what steps you can take to possibly turn your old change into serious cash. Let's start with the basics. In 1984, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, officially called Lincoln cents, at several facilities. The most common were made in Philadelphia, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on pennies at that time. So a missing mint mark isn't always a red flag, but sometimes it can mean something very special. If you have a 1984 penny and it doesn't have a D or S mark under the date, that means it was likely made in Philadelphia. But there's more to the story. Now here's where things get exciting. One version of the 1984 penny gained attention because of a rare error, and it's been linked to a price tag of over $1.40 million. What makes this coin so special? In most cases, it's not just the mint mark that's missing. It's a dramatic double die error. A double die means the design was stamped twice, slightly offset. It causes letters and numbers, especially Liberty and Lincoln's face, to look doubled. These errors are rare and extremely valuable. Check for a mint mark. A missing mint mark on its own is normal for 1984, so don't panic or get too excited just yet. Look closely at Lincoln's ear. The most famous error from 1984 is called the doubled ear variety. Lincoln's earlobe appears doubled. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. You'll need one to really see the doubling. Check the word Liberty and the date. Doubling on these areas is a sign your coin might be one of the rare ones. If your coin shows these signs, you're potentially sitting on a gold mine. So where does this $1.4 million number come from? That value has been reported in rare cases when collectors are willing to pay sky-high prices for perfect condition, high-grade coins with verified errors. But let's be real. Most 1984 error pennies sell for $200 to $3,000, depending on their condition and certification. One coin in mint state, graded MS 67 red, sold for over $8,000. So while $1.4 million is possible in a private sale or auction, the most common sales are in the hundreds to low thousands. Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys its value. Store it safely. Use a plastic coin holder or case. Get it appraised. You can take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Join online coin forums or Facebook groups. These are great for second opinions and spotting fakes. The bottom line? That 1984 penny in your jar might just be a treasure. While most aren't worth millions, some are worth hundreds or even thousands, especially with that rare doubled ear variety. So go check your jars, your drawers, your wallets, especially if you're someone who's been collecting change for decades. This could be the easiest money you've ever made from something you already own. And if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could be worth serious cash, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you think you've got a rare penny.